Welcome to Typebook. Today we are taking a look at Celine Dion, a Canadian singer born March 30th, 1968. Noted for her powerful and technically skilled vocals, Dion is the best-selling Canadian recording artist and the best-selling French language artist of all time. And we'd like to thank the person who requested her. We'll credit you in the description box below, but truth be told, I've wanted to type her for a long time.
Yes.
You know it too.
Yes.
Mostly because I've always been interested in her and I was curious what they had to say about her type, and I didn't know. And I saw it was ENTP and I went
ENTP.
looking and I was
Is
like,
it still
no.
ENTP?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
interesting. All right, 51. Yeah.
And when you talk about courage, this is a big word. And by the way, I'm sorry about this time. We are in New York.
We're in New
and
York.
It's part of the interview, and there's nothing I can do about that.
It's fine.
You know, sorry. As I said, it stopped, so maybe I have something to do with it.
I think you have some clout, Celine. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. We felt
That's
the
why I
tremor in the
sleep with
force.
my eyes open.
Because it's magical. But like you say, obviously you have to draw a lot of strength because you are a single mum and you are
And
there
you
for your
have to
three
you have to
boys.
set the example. You know, courage is. I feel like it's like a foundation inside of you. You might not need it in your life. But you might. And everybody has it. Everybody has courage. Some people think they have a lot of courage. Some people think they don't have a lot of courage. Some people discover courage when they lose someone. Some people don't even know what to do.
Okay, pause.
Why would I?
I noticed two things. Did you say French?
Yes.
That's the first thing I noticed. Really. To think, like, I guess she's been separated from France for hundreds of years, but she's still so French. Something very interesting about that. I've seen this before, and it's French. You wouldn't think that, would you?
No.
Yeah, and then the expressive thing as well.
How about the drama? She's such an entertainer, isn't she? I mean,
Yeah.
I love this woman. I'm just going to be frank. I just love her. But I
Gonna
just
be
watch
frank.
her. What?
You just did a pun.
I did?
I was just talking about how she was French. You said you're going to be frank.
Oh, I don't even know that I do this. Anyway, who is she talking to? Do you notice that she's forgetting about this man and all of a sudden she's speaking to all these invisible people in the room? I mean, she's probably imagining her audience as she's speaking, right? She just turns it on. Even if there's only one person in the room,
Yeah.
she has an audience. And I've noticed this with them. It's like even in one-on-one interviews, they never lose sight of the fact that they know other people will be listening to this.
Yeah.
They know it. They just know it. You could see it. She's speaking to us. She's speaking to everyone listening. I love this interview because it's so, you could see where ENFJs can be very powerful speakers. And again, they didn't type her as FI, but I'm kind of surprised, to be honest, because she speaks so much to feelings and emotion. But again, at this point in her life, she's gone through some hard things, losing her husband and everything. And then I think that's when it really comes out because she's experienced it. She hasn't imagined what it's like to go through grief and loss. She's experienced it.
Yeah.
And that's where the passion comes. And that's where the passion comes from.
And that's where the knowing comes from too.
Yes. Right.
If I can fabricate to a degree where FE cannot, it's a little oblivious at times to these things. It's way less conceptual. But she knows.
Right, because she's experienced it. So you can see the intuition here. It's just not NE, it's NI.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Sometimes something happens and you hold on to that. And I want my kids to be independent. I want them to feel courageous, because courage is something that gives you so much strength, inner strength. And like I said, not that you want to use it a lot, but if you need it, you got yourself. And I want my children to feel in me that I got you, and I wanted to show that. And courage, the courage song, represent this whole album, because the world goes through loss. I mean, now it's focusing on me. Oh, you lost your husband. Yes, but how many people in the world they go through battles, and they lose their spouse and their wives and their children, and accidents and things. Drama happens so much. So
we've all known grief like that. I think that's fair to say. And you only know that.
All
you
right,
have
let's
that
stop
courage
there.
when you are at the cliff.
So a lot of these typing videos that we do, I mean, half of these people, I don't even know who they are. So I'm not familiar with their work. But because I'm a fan, I'm familiar with her work. And so I can speak more to the intuitive side of things. So she's talking about this album where she took one concept, an emotion, courage, and she tailors this whole album around that word. And I've found in her albums that she's released later, when she's matured into who she is, her albums are totally FENI, because she takes a concept or an emotion and she puts all the songs around it. Every song speaks to that, but in an intuitive, nuanced, and different way. And they speak to me in this way as an INFJ. And I can see the intuitive inner workings in how she puts them together. And she's just kind of spoken to it here. Like, she brings the feels in an album. Like, if you're an FE person, you can't not feel it. And especially if you're an FE intuitive person, I get what she's doing. I can see it. Okay, fangirl moment over.
Oh, it's funny.
Okay, anything to add? Sorry.
Well, I've done it plenty of times, so
Yes, you have.
all is
Finally.
forgiven.
Okay, good. Should we keep going?
3, 2, 1, go.
Face or something like that.
Yeah, and you have to either find the strength and find your own courage to go through it. I mean, life imposes things on you, basically, and you have to
step up.
Yeah, you have to step up.
There's no choice. There's a line in the song about courage deserting you. You know, you don't want the courage to desert you. Did you ever find a time when the courage wasn't there? That, you know, those moments that you have when you steal yourself away, where you've got to dig even deeper to find that courage?
Actually, the moment that it did happen, because at the house with my children, I was pretty much the leader of my camp, you know. But in the business, as an artist, I never questioned anything that Renee has ever proposed to me to do. If he said that, you know, we're going to do this show and I think we should do this tour, starting whatever he had planned, I never questioned, because I trusted him and loved him so much that he does his job, I do my job, and my job is to try to sing the best I can. And I thought he was extremely intelligent and brilliant and honest and generous to conduct a whole career. At 51 years old, I feel like I'm having another career starting. So he must have done a few things right. But there's been a moment that at one point everything started to, like, is this an earthquake or something?
Right.
Because not that I felt weak, not that I felt that I was lost, not that I felt that, oh my goodness, be able to do this, you know. No, because He's always been with me. He gave me so much luggage,
the
so
TI.
much knowledge.
All
and
right,
I got
stop.
my kids and I said,
It's just that eloquence and speaking. Not that I felt this, not that I felt that, not that I felt this. I have this theory that the FENI intuitive people, we love threes. We seem to want to speak in threes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is, but I've noticed it's a thing. I notice it in my own writing. I notice it in speaking. There's a beauty to it. Like, it's not just good enough to communicate it one way. You have to communicate it 3 ways.
It's more fluffy.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be good and bad.
Right.
Because sometimes
it's too much.
I think you're left there thinking, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Can you just get to the point?
Get to the point. Well, that's just because you don't appreciate the beauty of it.
Well,
no, sometimes it's not called for. I know.
Yeah,
you need to be more succinct.
That's not just me being TE.
No, I know.
Sometimes it just like is objectively a little bit.
But in this case, it's not. Like, this is what you want from her. You want the beauty. You want the eloquence, because she's talking about emotional themes here. So I don't know. I think it kind of tends to go hand in hand.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. You need to know when to stop. I think sometimes the intuitive TI can ramble a little bit and repeat itself, but not in an interesting enough way.
No, and I think the only reason that, or one of the reasons that we repeat ourselves, is for conviction. Because we say it and that sounded good. Let's repeat it again. It helps in our self-understanding. Yeah. All right, because I'm such a fangirl. Let's go over to the other interview where she's only 23 years old.
Okay.
Because here she's a well-rounded woman. She's been through an entire career. So.
Yes. Next.
So in this interview here, she's fielding phone calls from people who are calling into the show. And she's answering their questions. Yeah, and she's 23 years old, and you definitely see the high FE here. And to me, this just kind of kills the ENTP argument. You know, she's just so soft and responsive and...
Not thinkerish, probably. I've not seen this, so...
No.
Pretty cool concept, though, actually.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 3, 2, 1, yeah.
Thank you. And I would like to know where I could find your first tape, Tellement j'ai d'amour pour toi. Okay, that will be, it's possible to find it, definitely. Mm-hmm. And you can go in every record store. But maybe sometimes they don't have it because it's even if I'm just 23 years old, I'm an old singer. So, but you just can ask for it, maybe, if they don't have it in stores. And just say you want this record, and maybe they can order it for you.
There's a really good CD out with the best of all the songs on there. Mélanie.
This is Les Chansons d'Or.
Ouais,
yeah.
c'est ça. J'ai ça.
I'm 23, and still, we're starting already talking about Chansons d'Or, and sometimes I feel so old. It's incredible.
Thank you for your call, Sandra. We'll continue.
You.
Good morning, Alex from Montreal. You're on with Celine Dion this morning.
Hi, Celine.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, thanks. I was following your career recently, and I was wondering, how did you feel about having dance club exposure with Unison?
Yeah, that was a remix, the original one on the album.
That was one
he's telling
great part of this Unison album, because when I started to sing, I used to have like ballads once in a while and up-tempo songs, but very rarely. And when I decided to have this English album...
She's just so expressive in the face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I know.
How can you tell that's an ENTP?
No.
Like ESFJs are a bit like this too. Like, it's like they're just...
Yes, it's funny you said that.
Feeling it as they go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything they're experiencing, they are like adding like this sensuality to it in a way. It's like feelerish, responsive eye movements, and we were speaking about this the other day recently. They're just, and then like every word they say has this sort of like expressiveness to it. Like, it's almost like they couldn't say the same word with the same expression more than once.
Right.
It's always unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's really odd for me because I feel like every word I say has the same tone. You know?
Yes.
And yeah, that's more or less true, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
It's like it's so strange to me. Almost like, because I don't like to express at all. Really, like, INTJs are really funny, like, in that they don't want to express anything outwardly in this way. I don't know. It's just, we're funny. But
I'm not talking about you. Stop taking away from Celine.
I'm getting somewhere.
Okay, we'll get there already.
So, like,
or are you just saying
I don't
about
know,
CI?
like, I almost
What's
feel
your
like
point?
I'm almost like weirded out by it because like I find it like overly emotive and
yeah.
like, I don't know, it's almost like I shouldn't be seeing it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's too...
Yes, it's too private or something?
Like it's too passionate or something. It's like...
Too intimate. Yeah.
It's almost like... Yeah.
Don't do that in Publix.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just... It's strange to me.
Yeah.
I think, goodness, I could never do this. Anyway, in light of that, I guess you see what I mean. Just like, it's just very, yeah. I don't know. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Doing some pop music, up-tempo songs, music, because I'm young, and sometimes, I used to travel and work with older people than me, and sometimes it's nice to me to feel that young people of my age, they're with me and I'm with them. I want to be young, I want to dance. Sometimes I would love to have the chance to go in clubs and dance with you. And just to feel that people of my age, they come and see my show and they tell me, yes, Celine, we danced on your song yesterday, played 3 times, and this makes me feel closer to my young people of my age. And this is great to feel. I need this.
That came from your first English album, of course, Unison. And
she wants to identify with the people in that way. I guess through like FESE.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't want to identify with anyone. I guess in a way, this is the most extreme. If you did compare me and her, really, like if you want to know what an INTJ is not like, there you go.
Yes. Well, thanks for the request. You know who you are. I'm happy now. We've restored her to her proper typing, ENFJ.
Yes.
Yeah, you can watch other interviews of her. She's a very good speaker from that emotional standpoint, I think.
Yeah, I wonder, like, if the French element has something to do with this too.
Yes. Yeah, and I know I'm biased, but I really do find her inspirational in that way, and I wonder if it is the culture.
Yeah,
makes sense. It makes sense because
I think French people are relatively passionate people.
Yeah, I mean, because I do listen to other ENFJ females, and I admire them, but I get something different from her. So it could just be that. It could come down to that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe French are particularly romantic in this way. I don't know.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell.
Remember, each video is not a comprehensive analysis. If you want to know more about a specific psychological type, check out the playlists where we have unique takes for each person.
Here are some suggested playlists for you to watch or other relevant videos.